Hello everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And I started this stream without finding my drawing pencil, so give me a second to. Oh, here it is. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. At Owoh's Corner, I am a 2D animator. I'm also a graphic designer, video editor, audio editor, and it has been quite some time since I have done a Tuesday stream. I actually have some laundry to put away, so I'm probably only going for about an hour, maybe like an hour and 15 minutes, because my mom called and she wants to make sure that I get this done. So, anyway, how is everyone doing? How have you all been? What's up? I see I just saw one concurrent viewer and they left, but that's fine. You can come and go as you please. That's how I operate here. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, I am doing my second pass on this animation I've been working on. This is the fight animation. It's gonna be a bit. It's going to be a bit rough, but it's quite fun to work on. I already finished the rough pass, and now I'm just working on the second pass where I add more detail, I add the clothes, and so on and so forth. I'll probably do a second layer for the hair and for like more finer moving areas of clothing. So for right now, I'm working on AO. And I guess I can do some thinking and brainstorming for my show while I'm working on this. Anyway, I am definitely excited for Has Been Hotel. I've been looking forward to that. For at least for where I live, it airs tonight at 7 p.m. So sadly, I will be working. I'll have to watch it when I get home. But until then, I can definitely look forward to it in anticipation. I can also see if there's anything for it on X or Twitter. And it's actually really funny that I'm about to watch Has Been Hotel because I did get baptized the Sunday before last. And not only that, but I've also just been thinking, because, we are going through tough times today. I mean, I'm not necessarily a doomer, but, what if the end times do come during this year period or sometime afterwards? Of course, I always have hope, but, you do need to be prepared and ready. And I'm like, okay, I can watch this show, but how are other Christians going to react to this? Because I know for myself, I personally like to see the God in things. Like, I'm already working on my Archon speed paint series where I go over the different archons of Genshin Impact and I'm doing like a story and lore analysis of how their aspects and how their virtues can relate back to God, because I do think that there's an issue, especially in the Christian community, where they are quick to call things satanic, not realizing that God works in mysterious ways. And what I mean by that is sometimes we need to look for the God in things rather than immediately looking for the devil. And of course, I'm not saying that the devil doesn't exist. Like, the, the Bible says to, like, guard your heart, but I'm more so of the belief that, God works in mysterious ways. And sometimes He will even, strangely enough, like use sin or use things that you're struggling with in order to bring you closer to Himself. I mean, really, the only thing I can do is say, hey, I like this show. Like, give me discernment. Like, if it's a good show, then let me watch it. If it's not, then just let my desire for it die or, like, whatever. So some prayer along that lines. But I definitely think that one of the issues that the Christian community has is that they do not utilize all their tools. They are stuck in their ways when the world has been growing, evolving, and changing. I mean, there was literally a video game where you got to play as Jesus Christ himself, and like it would show different Bible verses in the actual Bible, as well as you could play and like see and do the things that Jesus did when he was living. But Christians quickly called that satanic. Like, oh, you're pretending to be God, you're trying to play God. And it's like, no, this was something done out of love and reverence. And what's sad is that many Christians, not all, but definitely many of them, almost hate creativity, even though creativity is one of the closest aspects, one of the closest things that connect us to God. Like, God is the foundation of creativity, but Christians are quick to call any sort of fantasy or fiction or inspirational storytelling satanic, even though Jesus himself was a storyteller. Like, they forget that Jesus used allegory, Jesus taught lessons through stories. And yeah, Jesus told history, but he also just told stories that had allegorical meaning to them. And you know what else gets me? And this is like a bit of a side tangent because this is just something that happened to me while I was at work. But I saw my RA from college. Like, he's working at my store right now. He's getting some training. Essentially, I believe he got his degree in technical artistry, or maybe it was some form of like design, something in the artistic pipeline. I know that for sure because we lived in the same residence hall. And I was catching up with him, and I'm like, "How are you doing? How's your art going?" And he's like, "Oh, I just fell off with my art, and I'm not really connected with many of the friends that I made while I was in college." And I'm like, huh. like a lot of, and and even before I saw him again, I was scrolling through LinkedIn like I do, and like I saw some people that I went to college with, and I see that they're like working in retail or working in different stores like that, and I'm like, huh. Or they'll get like an internship, and then as soon as they do, like I don't hear from them, or they just get over that internship and they're working somewhere else or unemployed, and I'm like, huh, like these are the people I went to college with. Like these are people who, in my mind, made it. Like they got there. They were able to go through, get their degrees, do X, Y, Z, and they're back home. And like and like I'm not trying to shame them. Of course not. Like shoot, because I'm not even. I didn't even get my proper degree. Like I got. I had to get. I had to change majors. And it really goes to show like what plans God has for you. Like because I was going through struggle and I'm like, God, why am I going through this? Like why can't I just get my degree? Why can't I just do X, Y, Z? And he's like, look, this ain't for you. Like he pulled me out of there. Like I had to take care of my grandmother, which I never regret. But like even then, like I'm seeing people who I went to college with, and they're not even living their dream, or they've quit, or they stopped doing their art all entirely. Whereas me, like I get to start. I started my YouTube channel and I'm growing, and I'm definitely thankful and happy for that. But like even then, I talk to them and they're like, "Oh, I just want to hold off until I'm good. I just want to hold off until I'm better before I start a social media, before I start a YouTube channel." And I'm like, you can't do that, because if you wait till you're perfect, you'll never be perfect, because you're always going to hold yourself back, or there's always going to be something you don't like about your work. Just it's strange how the world is moving. Like it's hard for me to really verbalize it, but so many things are happening, so many things are occurring, and now that I'm in a place and station where things have sort of mellowed out for myself, it's like now I am being enlightened to many things. It's really that's really the only way I can describe it and explain it, is like I'm seeing things for what they are. And it's funny how like in my life I've always been like, even though, how do I put it? It's like I was being prepared for what's going on now, even if I didn't know it at the time, and I wanted things my way at the time. Excuse me. Wait, can you say excuse me if you sneeze and you guys can't say bless me? I mean, but honestly, it really just goes to show how wild everything is because the the industry is declining. I know that's like blasphemy. I know this might even get me blacklisted. I mean, hey, I'm just one person, but the media and entertainment industry is declining. Like all this talk about AI art, AI writers, filmmakers losing their jobs, artists losing their jobs, animators losing their job, all the work being outsourced to other countries. And even though I feel bad, to an extent, I understand why this is happening. Like, to an extent, I understand how and why people are struggling now. Because the people who are complaining put forth no effort to establish precautions preemptively. And what I mean by that is that the pure basis that the entertainment and media industry is full of gig work with no stability, no permanent jobbing, and on top of that, they centralize their power base in one geographical location, California, and they pushed entire generations, not one generation, not like two generations. They pushed everyone, every single hopeful, every single person who wants to make shows or make cartoons or do any sort of original creative project. They push them all to move to California. And then even when they get there, they have to play ball, they have to be nice, or they have to be friends with somebody. And then actors are coming out and saying like, "Oh, I've had to like do XYZ sexual thing. Like I've had to pleasure people." And I'm like, at some point, personal responsibility has to be accounted for. That's really all I could say. Artists, animators, filmmakers, you guys need to take some responsibility because you pushed people to come to California. You pushed people that to get their foot in the door, they need to work at a cafe, see a director, see a writer, and interact with them, give them your business card, and hopefully they'll get a job for you. Like, and now that all the power has been centralized, now that all these companies have bought up each other, outdone each other, and pushed each other to close their borders, close their proverbial border, so to speak, and then outsource all their work overseas just for the sake of time and effort, leading to people not being trained, leading to the loss of interns as a concept, as a hiring practice, as a job potential. They've essentially made a environment. Well, they did this for themselves. That's really all that can be said about it. Is many artists, and I'm not talking about you. And I'm not talking about like the hopefuls. I'm not talking about the people still young in the industry. I'm talking about the grown men and women who perpetuated this idea of moving to California. California is on fire. Like that's really all I can say is California is on fire. Things are going to shit. There have been literal forest fires. There is a housing crisis. There is a homeless crisis. There is an employment crisis. There is a migrant crisis. They're constantly spending money. They're constantly dealing with theft and crime and every single other different thing. And yet, people are supposed to move there for job opportunities. And even big corporations are moving farther east. People are moving to Texas and people are moving to Tennessee, but that's not going to work anymore because those cultures, Texas and Tennessee, they have a bunch of different rules in place. They're not going to allow you to do certain things that you were doing in California, and definitely the people who are local to those areas, they're not going to go along and get along with all the things you're trying to push. Like people are going to check you and people are going to put you in your place. Like, and I don't mean to say that to be disrespectful, but the American South has, in the American South, it's yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. As long as you say your pleases and thank yous and you use your manners, you're not going to have any difficulties. But people who come from California who aren't used to using their manners, they're going to struggle. And that's just the truth. They are going to struggle. Because they're not used to being good or kind to people. They mainly do it for a show. And like I see it, like you can come in my comment section and say like, "Oh, artists are nice, actors are nice." No, they're not. And that's just honest. Like they're not. But they make you think that they're nice. Just because they don't like you, they're going to whisper in somebody's ear like, "Hey, don't hire them to this job." Like, "Hey, let's not work with this person ever again." The industry is full of snakes, demons, and devils. And when you go to a place like Texas and Tennessee and other eastern states, you're gonna see that that is a high Christian population. Like if you try to do some messed up stuff over there, you are gonna get. It's not gonna end well for you. That's all I can say. And it would be easy to just give up on my dreams of art and animation, but I just love it too much. And what I mean by that is I love the process. I love the value of animation. I love going through the many different steps and areas and different things that I need to do in order to animate. It's fun for me. I'm just really thinking about what else I can say. Hmm. Wait a second. Oh, it is raining outside. It's like pouring down raining. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's definitely coming down. I was wondering because like the sky was looking grayer, and I'm like, Oh, hello, hello. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. How are you today? It looks like. Hmm, I don't want to be disrespectful. I think those are German characters, German or Russian. Would you mind telling me your name or your screen tag? I mean, because I see you in the comment section. I just don't want to be disrespectful. Shmela? Did I say that right? Shmela? Or, oh, it's that Shmela. It's Shmelia. Shmelia? Anyway, how are you today? How's it going? Did anything interesting happen? Me, I'm just doing a second pass on my action animation. So I'm trying to add more to the figure. I'm sorry, that's just a nice name, Shemelia. What does it mean? I mean, because I know that certain names, especially names in other languages, have special meanings. Like my last name, Owoh, which is what this channel is derived from, is actually an Igbo word for Owoh Nochi. It means as you take, it replenishes itself. So when I hear interesting names, I definitely try to ask people, what does your name mean? Or what does your name represent in your language? And if you don't know, that's fine. Just ask your mom or your dad, the person who named you. It's like Russian. So it's Russian for bumblebee? Oh, it's a nickname for social media. Well, that's fine too. A lot of people use nicknames for social media or use other names and other monikers they go by. Like my PlayStation account is called Four Eyes. So I don't know. Like I just thought I'd like reclaim that mean nickname that people give people with glasses, like they call you Four Eyes. Well, my gamer tag is Four Eyes. And actually, there's this one kid I met, like this was like years ago. I can't believe I'm talking about this in an art stream, but there was this one kid I knew back when I was still an avid gamer. Like I would game after school, on weekends, so on and so forth. And he had a bit of a stutter, so he couldn't say my whole name Four Eyes in one go. So he just ended up calling me Forzy. So like Foursie. And so now I even use Forzy as like a nickname of my gamer tag, which is actually kind of funny and interesting. No, like the second one, Foursie. Foursie. So my gamer tag is Four Eyes. So like Foureyes. But because the kid had a stutter, he would call me Forcey for short. And I'm like, okay, Forcey, I can work with that. And I actually haven't heard from him in a while. Because he was like young when we met. So you're from Russia. I don't know if you know what a squeaker is, but squeakers are usually young gamers whose voice haven't hit those lower octaves from puberty. So like he was a squeaker I met, and he was actually pretty chill because we would play Warframe together. Warframe is sort of like this free to play game on consoles and on it's on console, so it's on PlayStation and I believe Xbox. I'm not a big Xbox player, but you can also play it on your computer as well. And there was like a lot of friends I made on my time playing Warframe. Like there were just like so many people like I met, especially other black people. Like that's actually one of the cool things about Warframe is it actually has quite a big black community, whether you believe it or not. Hmm. Sonique Shoot. Did I say that right? I took a bit of French in high school, so when I see like certain names, like it gets my gears spinning. And then my dad's Nigerian, like I said, so. Oh, you're from Ukraine. Well, are you still in Ukraine? Are you safe? Or did you leave? I hope everything's going well for you. Oh, I didn't pronounce your name right. I'm sorry. Did I at least get it close or? Don't tell me I didn't get it close. I'm cute. Oh, thank you. Wait, Sunny. Okay, I'll call you Sunny for short. So, I didn't. Wait, so I did get it close the first try? Is that what you're saying? Oh, at least I got it close the first try. Okay, we can go over your name again. Probably in a future stream. You go as MC. So is that like your real name or so your real name is MC? Or no. Your nickname would be MC. MC is like an acronym for something or like a shortened form of something else. MC or Sunny, what do you like better? Okay, I'll call you MC. Just when I see you in the future, I'll have to remember, oh, that's not Sunny, that's MC. You may have to remind me a few times if you ever watch one of my future streams because it takes me sometimes. It takes me like a time or two to remember people's names. What was I eating today? Mm. Well, I got up around I want to say 8:30 cuz I work afternoons, so I go to work at 2 p.m. Um but I got up at like 8:30 and I fixed some coffee. I love coffee. I had coffee and a banana nut muffin. And I ate that before I brushed my teeth and took my shower. Because I have Invisalign in, I have to sort of like not really eat fast, but usually in the mornings, I say, okay, let me have my morning coffee. I cannot begin my day without at least one cup of like my morning coffee. So I had my coffee, floss, brushed my teeth, then I hopped in the shower real quick. And I was actually almost late to my stream today because I sort of blew over in time. My mom called me and she told me like, "Hey, you have some clothes in your room that you need to put away," which I did, or at least I'm working on it while I'm also streaming and drawing. Don't be too mad or upset. But I love my mom. She's awesome. She's great. She's amazing. Speaking of coffee, on my days off, Thursdays and Fridays, I actually like to go downtown. Like, I'll take the bus and everything. Like, I just like riding the bus. I like the idea and sense of community. So, like, I'll take the bus downtown and I'll go to a cafe. And there are many different cafes in downtown Raleigh. And it's so beautiful. Like, Raleigh is one of those small, quiet cities. Like, they try to be a big city, but who knows, they may never be one. but that's what I do like, and that's what I do enjoy is like as eh, I'm trying to word this correctly. As California and New York have sort of fallen off and gotten smaller, other cities around the US, other cities and states around the US have been growing and booming. Like Virginia is awesome, Texas is amazing, Massachusetts is getting better, the Carolinas and Georgia are definitely growing and getting bigger as well. And so, like, that's the thing. It's like you can't really have two locations be the focal point of your nation. You kind of have to decentralize and have good stuff everywhere. You can't. It can't just be New York, Washington D.C., and California. It's got to be. Oh, but I'm supposed to be talking about coffee. I'm sorry. Like sometimes I like to go into philosophy and I'll talk about like the state of the world or the state of the animation industry while I'm drawing and while I'm doing art. But I was talking about cafes. Anyway, I there's like these two big cafes I go to. Amarino Raleigh. It's over in downtown. I believe it's near Glenwood South or near Fayetteville Street. And there's like they sell coffee, so like they sell Americanos, lattes, mochas, cappuccinos, different things like that. And they also sell crepes and macarons and ice cream. Like they have this cool little crepe you can get where they put like 3 scoops of ice cream in it and they sprinkle it with like powdered sugar, whipped cream, and Nutella, or your choice of like chocolate syrup or I think caramel as well. And so like I will drink that while enjoying an Americano, which is like a coffee with a I think it's like coffee and espresso. I just like coffee. Like I don't know the different brands and blends. Like I'll either get an Americano or I'll just get a regular dark roast or pike roast coffee with a shot or two of espresso. So honestly, like a I don't know if it's like a fantasy or a dream, but like one of the big things I want to do is just have a day. Like cuz that's the thing is like I live in the north side of Raleigh, the northeast side of Raleigh. But if I had the chance and opportunity to take the bus to work every day and like go to a cafe or something and have like a cup of coffee before work, that would be awesome. Which is one of my long-term dreams and goals is to start my own animation studio in my hometown because I think it's just something that's needed. You see, I'm actually not that talkative. The only reason why I'm so talkative is because I'm on a stream and I'm sort of trying to pad for time because I actually do have to go in a few minutes because I need to finish getting ready for work. But like even at work, mm, mm, okay, here's my opinion. You don't grow out of your nature. Like you can be a introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert, which is like a combination of the two. I would say that I am a bit of a ambivert, but I do have more introvert tendencies where I'm just quiet, not necessarily shy, but like I don't. I can operate without talking, but then as I worked in retail, okay, so I have to explain why I'm in retail. I am a college graduate. I went to East Carolina University. I got my degree in media and administrative services, but because the industry is but because the industry isn't going well right now, I am working in retail, but I have been applying to different government jobs as well as different jobs in the downtown location. And so I am quite shy. I still consider myself shy. Even though people say, oh, you're good with customers, like I still consider myself shy or more on the reserved type. And so I just learned to talk to people. Like I'll say, oh, how are you? How's your day going? Like, oh, are you moving to Raleigh? Or are you coming from this place, coming from that place? Like, oh, what are you buying? What's going on? What do you need help with? And I'm just a nice person. And I'll then talk to people and I'll tell them, like, oh, there's this event going on, there's that event going on. There's always some sort of festival going on in Raleigh. On weekends, we have sip and strolls where you can go bar hopping with friends or you can walk around downtown with like a drink in your hand. Uh, Thursdays, there's Jazz in Moore Square where they play jazz music from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Sometimes they play movies. There's First Friday, where the first Friday of every month, like they have a festival with like local business and talent, and like they'll play music outside at the park. There's a bunch of different art galleries downtown. And you know, I'll just tell people the different events that are going on. I think that okay, so here's my personal core philosophy is that people have sort of like a core foundational personality that consists of their values and beliefs, but because we are people who evolve, grow, and develop, while we still keep our core values, beliefs, and tenets, in that same vein, we can shift, we can grow, or we can change in either subtle or more overt ways. Does that make sense? Hmm. I'm glad that made sense. Oh, well, I'm glad I'm helping you with your English skills. I personally, I don't think I talk enough because there will be moments and times where I'll just have silence in my streams and I'm only drawing or I'm only like doing something else. And then I'm like, dang, like I I'm supposed to be streaming. I'm supposed to be engaging with people and I'm just doing nothing but drawing, which I mean is really bad for me because I'm not necessarily a person that can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Oh no, that's fine. Look, I do not mind at all. And besides, I'm good at inferring. So, like, even if you say something that you think I don't understand, more than likely I probably do. I'm just that good. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. There are actually moments and times where I am silent and I'm quiet and I'm just like drawing or doing something else. And I'm like, dang, like I'm supposed to be streaming right now and I'm just not doing anything to engage with people. But no, I like, hmm, at my core, I think that everything else is just a supplement to what I truly enjoy, which is building a community. Like, I like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like the homey feel or the small city feel, but I just like the idea and the notion of being good, being kind to people, and helping establish a familiarity. Like, and there are even reoccurring customers I get. Like, I'll say like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Or "Did that charger help you?" Or "How's your day going?" Like, it's been a minute since I've seen you. Stuff like that. Like, I just like the idea of making people feel welcome, I guess. Hmm. Ooh, yeah, I'm actually gonna have to go in a bit because I need to finish doing some chores around the house and get ready for work. I go to work in the next like 2.5 hours. So yeah, I need to put some clothes away, get something to eat, and prepare my lunch. Cause my mom actually made a good. Well, it wouldn't be lunch; it'd be dinner. My mom made some good food for me, so I'm happy to prepare that to eat. Um, but yeah, let me finish this frame. No, no background music. I don't want to get into any. I don't want to get into any legal trouble, so I just talk. So no surfed by no background music. And you are doing it best. I feel like I'm sitting at home with my friend and we're talking about food. And you see, that is the core of my streams. The series is literally called Sit and Chill. So it's the notion and idea that you guys can just sit down, chill out, come and go as you please. I'm not trying to keep you here against your will. If you want to leave and take a break for a few minutes, you can. If you want to stop watching, you can. If you just want to go and do something and come back later, you can do that as well. It's the Sit and Chill series. The point is to sit and chill and enjoy yourself. So if we talk about philosophy, if we talk about current events, if we talk about our struggles and what we're going through, then that's fine too. If you don't want to talk about that and just enjoy me talking in the background while you do something else, then that's fine as well. Sit and chill. Ooh, but it is 11:20, so now I definitely do have to go. Um, I stream on Tuesdays and Fridays. I usually start around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I actually have a lot of people who watch me from like China and I want to say the Philippines. Like I do know there's one guy who watches my streams from time to time. He's usually a Friday watcher and he'll watch me from the Philippines. Then there's another guy who just started watching me recently, and I believe he's in the Middle East somewhere. I forgot specifically where. But like it's like midday for me, but I find out that like a lot of other people, it's like nighttime for them. So people end up watching me before they go to sleep. And I'm like, you guys really should be sleeping. Don't watch me while it's close to bedtime. Especially one of my viewers, he's like I think 16 or 17, and I'm like, you really need to be focusing on school more. I'm just rambling again. You see, links are supposed to be on ServBot, but I don't know what the issue is. I think it's because I'm not big enough, so it's not allowing me to show links yet. Like, I don't have enough subscribers for it yet. Mm, you should be able to leave it in my regular comment section instead of like the streamer comment section, and I'll just watch it after my stream. Sorry. But what was I saying again? Oh yeah, people from across the world watch me. And now I have MC from South Africa. So I love it. It's awesome. So many beautiful and amazing people just stop by my own little corner and watch me. So I'm very thankful for three beautiful new people, new names and new faces that have stopped by to watch me. Whatever time it is. But yeah, as I was saying, Tuesdays and Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So like around this time of day. Fridays are my off days, so those streams tend to be like 2.5, some rarely 3 times, rarely 3 hours. Um, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been. Oh wait, let me start over that outro again. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. Thank you all so much for stopping by and joining and taking this time to just chill out with me. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye.